Hello all and welcome to another Caffeine Entertainment video. It's Art here with a book review for The First Frost, and we have with us a special guest for the moment, Gamer Buddy 015. He helped me set up the camera, so we're going to say hello to him. And while he shuts the door, I will say that this is the latest Walt Longmire book out by Craig Johnson. It deals more with Walt's past before even he joins the Marines or becomes a sheriff or anything of that nature. I can put my phone down now. It also deals with direct ramifications from the last book of the trial of, or the investigation and trial of the shooting that happened in the last book. But that is the B story. The past story is the A story, because it's really his first brush with the law, his first brush with justice, the first brush with morality for him that we have seen in book form. Okay? So I need to make that perfectly clear. It's his first brush in book form that we have seen. Nothing more, nothing less. But is it good? I would say yes, it's good. It lets those of us who like the series enjoy the series for what it is and enjoy the characters that we know and love. We get to sit out on the porch and catch up with our dear close friends that we've come to know over these last 18, 19 books or so. But it's not the best in the series, meaning I'll give a video game reference for those who know that. Zelda Majora's Mask is often derided as the worst Zelda game of the bunch. However, it's gained a cult following in the recent past, and to say that Majora's Mask, even if you still believe that Majora's Mask is the worst of all the Zelda games, it's still a Zelda game, which means it's still of a high quality. First Frost is not the best Walt Longmire book, but it's still a Walt Longmire book, so it's still of a certain quality that is good. Now, what makes it not so good? Well, at times, it's hard to follow. The joke he puts in there, which I won't spoil for you, is consistently played out. It's played on too much. It's consistently played out. But the morality and the legality and all of that makes it so much that it's a Walt Longmire adventure. It's not so much a Walt Longmire mystery, but a Walt Longmire adventure, in that he has Henry Standing Bear with him. He does well in the B story. He has Dog and Vic and everybody with him, even Standing Bear and Dorothy from the Busy Bee. But in the A story, the main story, it's just Henry Standing Bear and Walt. And while it's excellent, it's really good. It just lacks a little bit of urgency, a little bit of push that the other novels have, and a little bit of camaraderie in solving the crime. Plus, throughout the A story, like I said, he's not the sheriff of Absaroka County. He is just a normal citizen on his way to go enlist for the Marines during the Vietnam War era. So in that sense, he doesn't have a leg to stand on, except for his moral code, his sense of justice, and his size. But as far as having legal backing, he doesn't have that here. And in that way, it's kind of unique. It's kind of prescient to see how he deals with getting out of a completely hairy, typical Walt Longmire situation, completely like tight Walt Longmire situations. And not have the law or the such behind him that's huge, that's gigantic, and that is what it is. Who should read the book? Well, obviously this should not be your first book in the series. That should be The Cold Dish. That is book number 1. So if you're starting the series, The Cold Dish is where you start. It will always be, for me, where you start because it's the first novel. It introduces everything, introduces the characters, and it introduces Walt himself and the morality play. It doesn't introduce Dog, but it introduces a lot of the foundation of the series. Now, for those of us that have read the series, then First Frost, you're already picking it up. Is it good enough to keep reading in the series? Hell yes. Hell yes it is. Came out on May 28th. I consumed it via George Goodall and Audible in the audiobook format quite quickly, super quickly, and without fail. It's amazing, it's awesome, and but it's not as good as the other Walt Longmire books. It's still miles above a lot of mystery books, but it's just a step or so below. So it's a mile above any other mystery book, but it's a step or so below the Walt Longmire series proper, when he's the sheriff of Absaroka County, Wyoming. So what do I give it? Well, on my own scale, it is a read it, own it, love it, because it still deserves its place on the shelf. It still deserves its place among the Pantheon, even though it's a little bit less. It's certainly not as bad as some of the more grindy Jack Reacher novels that just fall off the pace. It certainly still has its standard and its quality. It just moves at a more deliberate, tempered pace that you don't normally see in the Walt Longmire novels. Yes, they move at their own temperate pace, but they move with stakes in mind. There aren't really stakes in mind in here. The A mystery is kind of a happenstance mystery, and that's my problem with it. But I give it a read it, own it, love it on my scale. A 4 out of 5 on the GoodReads scale. Not perfect, but still well above average. Still very, very good. And still very much worth the listen, worth the read, and very enjoyable. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read The First Frost, or if you intend to read any of the Walt Longmire novels. Leave that in the comments down below. But until next time, you know I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more, please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. And without further ado, happy reading. I'll see you again soon. And peace.